Hello guys, Computer Fanboy here, and I've tried to do this video I'd say about 2 or 3 times, and I'm getting tired of over talking, so this is going to be relatively short. This is for the user, and I'm going to go over to my comments. This is going to be really short, by the way. You do realize that you can easily create shortcuts to any program on Windows, and I was talking about the iPad versus the HP Slate. Not really as complicated as you make it out to be. One click to launch right off the desktop or in the taskbar. By the way, you say that the Slate should have a Linux-based operating system, but Lenovo did exactly that with the Lenovo IdeaPad U1. That is the worst aspect of the device. The custom Linux operating system is horrendous. HP did the right thing, you just don't seem to know your way around Windows. Example, shortcuts. Well, this user would in fact be wrong about me knowing my way around Windows. In fact, this is a virtual Windows desktop that I use. I have my gaming computer, which is on my right, which you can't see. I don't have the webcam enabled. But I do know my way around Windows pretty well, by the way. I have used Windows since Windows 95. I haven't tried out Windows 3.0. A little bit beyond my time. I was 7 when I used Windows 95. So that was about 10 years. I'm now 17 anyways. But I do know my way around Windows pretty well. In fact, I have this program which is made by Startup called Fences that even organizes my Windows desktop environment. I know how to add items to the desktop. Very simple, by the way. Computer, drag. Anyways, I've made about 3 of these shortcuts because I've been trying to do this video for a number of times. Anyways, I do know it, and I do know how to add desktop items. This is called Fences, by the way, if you want to search it up. So, basically, this user said that Linux is not exactly the best. It said it was horrendous when they tried it. So, I'm going to show you, in this user, the Ubuntu Netbook Remix, which could work awesomely for a touchscreen device. I want to get you guys a good video of it. We'll take a look at this one. Now, look how simple that looks. You just click it and it launches programs. It really is that fast. Okay, so this user could claim that under Windows 7 it's going to be that fast, but I have doubts because here we go, this is the one I wanted to show you. This user had clicked Firefox to open it, and thought it was the one. It just shows him how fast he is actually going through his desktop environment and changing the personal settings as well. Now, if you think this is horrendous, I'm actually kind of surprised. It looks kind of nice and clean, simple to use, very easy to use settings. Now, my whole point about this is that people don't really, as far as media goes, they want to access their media really quickly, and I think this is the one about Firefox. Let's see here. Actually, not. Anyways, it does launch programs relatively faster than Windows 7, and with 2 gigs of RAM, I think it's a better choice for the Slate, in my opinion. You'll see it definitely faster. I think users will prefer this. In fact, if I do plan on getting the HP Slate, and I probably will versus the iPad, just so you know, because the tablet specs are actually pretty decent, and I want to make this pretty short, so I'm going to come on. I believe it has 2 gigs of RAM, which is really decent. And the nice thing is the cameras, like I've said. 8.9 touchscreen, 1024 by 600 resolution, which is really, really, really good. Processors could be better, which is why I think this should run the tablet, the netbook edition of Ubuntu, which is better than the other Linux operating system that you've mentioned, in my opinion. Anyways, you get your choice of 32 or 64 gigabytes of flash storage, 1 gigabyte, I thought it was 2, now that makes it even slower. Ouch. I thought it was 2, I could have sworn it was 2, and I could have sworn it was better than what it's stated. Anyways, it runs Windows 7 Home Premium with a customized HP user interface. Okay, that's smart, now that I know that. So they want it for $549. Does this beat the iPad? $50 more, you get 32 gigs of memory, and, well, technically of hard disk space. In this case, it's going to be flash storage. You only get 1 gigabyte of DDR2, which isn't upgradable. Okay, so that kind of fails in that lineup. 1 gig of RAM, and you think it's going to run Windows 7 perfectly. Definitely not. Maybe with this operating system, the touchscreen. However, I think that it would actually run the Ubuntu's netbook remix better, because it's more of it's a netbook with a touchscreen. That's what it is. Except it doesn't have a keyboard. And I can't wait till Ubuntu. And I guarantee Ubuntu's probably going to decide a touch-based operating system. But other than that, that's pretty much it. And just to say that to that user that I probably will end up buying this anyways. However, you know, the people like to get their hands on easy-to-use stuff. And especially media goers. They like very simply to have it work. And I'll give you an example. If you were teaching the iPhone operating system to an older adult, well, let's say generally around 80 years old, really old, compared to the Windows 7 platform, what do you think the adult would prefer? The really simple to use iPhone operating system, which consists of point and touch and you're there, or Windows 7, which requires you to simply just create shortcuts. However, which one do you think they would select? It's not that complicated. Windows 7 really isn't. However, which one do you think the older adult would select? All I'm saying is simply this. People prefer the touch-based operating system to be simple because all they want to use for their programs is something simple like a blank screen where all you do is press the program and it launches. I prefer it myself sometimes because I just prefer to have my media and touch it. That's why I use an iPod. I like my music to be there instead of having to maneuver my way, which is not a big deal, by the way, through Windows to access my files. It takes a couple more steps. However, if you're on the road or if it's cold and you're at a bus stop, wouldn't you rather just hit the play button and have it work, or touch the application for music and have it work instead of having to hit the start menu? And you could add it through the shortcut, but it's all up to you and the user's opinion. Alright guys, that's about it for my video. Thank God I've made this under 11 minutes. I really hope I have. Yep, and that's pretty much it. I am a computer fanboy, by the way, of Macs, Windows generally being the first, and Linux, which is mainly Ubuntu. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or if that user has any questions or comments about this, I was just generally making this because I thought I uploaded fences, but I'm not doing this to be in your face. I'm just doing this mainly because I do know the Windows environment, and I still feel that the iPhone operating system is pretty decent, as well as the Ubuntu operating system. Windows, I haven't seen anything custom except for HP's own software that they have as an add-on, like a skin. So it's really all up to the user, whether he likes apples or oranges. It's just really up to him, or her. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Computer Fanboy, and definitely subscribe.